Hello everyone and welcome back to our Yellow Submarine channel. Today we will be discussing David Bowie's estate selling his catalog for a large sum of money. The number of artists selling the rights to their songs is growing at an alarming rate, and it is with the sale of their musical catalog that the artist sees the light at the end of the tunnel amid a music industry crisis and after more than a year and a half of hardly any direct income. But before we get to the point of why you're watching this video, let's look at what's causing the surge in the buying and selling of catalogs. Before we get into the why of this trend, let's define what it means to sell a music catalog. And before I forget, who is David Bowie? David Bowie was a British rock singer best known for his extravagant stage personas, which reflected aspects of his personal life. This David Bowie video will teach you about his excesses, loves, songs, and musical works. David Bowie, the prodigal son. We all knew him as David Bowie, but his real name was David Robert Jones, and he had a deep interest in music from a very young age. David Bowie was also a fantastic dancer. At school, he wowed everyone with his brilliant steps and charisma. In addition, his musical abilities wowed his teachers at Burnt Ash Junior School, where he was a member of the choir due to his incredible voice. The then child also played the flute, an instrument he handled as if he had years of experience, earning him the label of gifted. David began playing the piano, ukulele, and bass in 1954, instruments with which he performed versions of songs performed by his idol, Elvis Presley. During his adolescence, the artist was on the verge of losing an eye after being punched by his childhood friend, George Underwood. David Bowie was hospitalized for 4 months and had to undergo a series of operations to avoid blindness. However, the fight left him with a permanently dilated pupil and the inability to see in depth. A few days after his birthday, David Bowie's fans were shocked to learn that he had died of liver cancer, a disease he had kept hidden for several months. The artist died inside his New York home. We missed him, and Life on Mars will be remembered as one of the best songs ever written, no matter how many years pass. So now, let's get back to the business of catalog explanation. The first and most important thing to remember is when we listen to a song on the radio, television, live, or any streaming platform, 2 types of rights and income are generated. One for the musical composition, property of the author or publisher, and another for the recording of the sound, property of the artist or record company. At this point, and in terms of catalog sales, we will concentrate on the first. Many people believe that when an artist or author sells his repertoire or catalog of songs, he is directly selling his rights as an author. To some extent, yes, but not entirely. Because within copyrights, a distinction must be made between moral rights, which cannot be sold or assigned, and property or exploitation rights, which generate economic benefits. These are the ones that the author or artist rejects when they sell their catalog. When an artist sells his music, he is selling both future incomes generated by their songs, as well as the rights to decide what use this music is given, such as synchronizing in an advertisement, a series, or a movie. When an artist of Shakira's, Bob Dylan's, or David Guetta's sells their catalog, they are selling a percentage, partial or total, of the rights to those songs, as well as the right to decide where, when, and how the music will be reproduced in the future, the so-called public communication rights. And now, when an artist/author cedes the exploitation rights to their repertoire, the artist/author renounces collecting the income generated from the signing of the contract with the songs he sells, which will be collected by the record company, investment fund, or any entity that purchases those rights. And you will be surprised. The next question to answer is, why would a musician sell their catalog? 1. A scarcity of live events. Direct income, along with streaming income, is one of the most important sources of income for any artist, and it's not like there haven't been a lot of concerts in the last year and a half. However, because of COVID-19, most tours have been canceled, leaving artists in desperate need of faster ways to generate revenue. 2. Convenience and comfort. When an artist sells his catalog, it is not a loan or an advance. It does not create debt and assign or sell its intellectual property, moral rights. Instead, it is a one-time transaction in which he sells the rights to collect his future earnings. And he can do it for the duration of the copyright or just a few years. Simple, effective, and most importantly, quick. 3. Money. Not everything that glitters is gold. And it is that, while we see the greats of music riding on the dollar, they frequently require liquidity, which the sale of their catalogs provides them with. Money here and now. It is literally about earning today what they might charge for copyrights in 10 years. And why is purchasing music catalogs so appealing? 1. The behavior of catalog music is consistent and predictable. The massive amount of data on streaming consumption that we have at the click of a button allows us to study the current value of a song and finally predict the income it will generate in the future. 2. Increased use of digital music. Because of the lack of concerts due to the pandemic in which we are still immersed, music consumption on streaming platforms has only increased. Even in these unforeseeable circumstances, digital music has performed predictably, with an upward trend and record growth. Goldman Sachs, the director of one of the most important investment banking and security groups, predicts the revenue from digital consumption will multiply times 2 by 2030. Profitability is number 3. Music has emerged as the most profitable financial asset of our time. Because of the low interest rates, it is a profitable investment that is not affected by the ups and downs of the stock market. 4. Safety. What is good is always good. What one likes, and we're all aware of it. One of the most appealing aspects of buying and selling catalogs is the assurance that what has already been consolidated will continue to generate income. If you've been earning money for 50 years, chances are you'll keep doing so for at least another 10. And it is that La Macarena that our grandparents danced, our parents danced, we danced, and our children danced. 5. The emergence of new technologies. New initiatives, such as blockchain, make it much easier to manage rights. With these new tools, management is improved, and data quality is optimized to improve rights distribution. With all of this explanation, I'm sure you understand what a catalog is to a musician. So let's talk about the company purchasing David Bowie's catalog. After months of rumors and negotiations, David Bowie's estate has sold the singer's formidable publishing catalog to Warner Chappell Music for more than $250 million. Sources confirmed to media outlets such as Variety and MBW. Warner Chappell Music has acquired David Bowie's prized publishing catalog. The discography spans 6 decades and includes songs such as Heroes, Changes, Space Oddity, Fame, Let's Dance, Rebel Rebel, Golden Years, Ziggy Stardust, All the Young Dudes, Under Pressure from his 1981 collaboration with Queen, and hundreds more. Following the $400 million acquisition of 300 Entertainment led by Kevin Liles in December, Warner has signed 2 high-profile deals totaling more than $650 million in the space of 3 weeks. The agreement includes songs from David Bowie's 26 studio albums released during his lifetime and the posthumous studio album release, Toy, which is set to be released next Friday. It also includes Tin Machine's 2 studio albums and singles from soundtracks and other projects. Warner retains control of almost all of Bowie's work due to this acquisition. Last September, the artist's estate announced a global partnership with Warner Music that will bring the late artist's vast catalog of recorded music from 1968 to 2016 under the company's umbrella, beginning in 2023, including Bowie's albums from 2000 to 2016. All of us at Warner Chappell are immensely proud that David Bowie's estate has chosen us to be the caretakers of one of the most innovative, influential, and enduring catalogs in history, said Guy Moot, co-chairman and CEO of Warner Chappell Music. These are not just exceptional songs, but landmarks that have forever altered the course of modern music. Alan Grubman, representing the David Bowie estate and RZO, added, "We are truly pleased that David Bowie's work is now in the capable hands of Warner Chappell Music Publishing. We are confident that they will appreciate it and treat it with the utmost dignity." The announcement coincides with the Bowie 75 celebration, which will commemorate the late singer's 75th birthday on Saturday, January 8th. The campaign also includes pop-up stores in New York and London, the November release of the Brilliant Adventures 1992 to 2001 box set, and the release of his previously unreleased Toy album on Friday, which consists of re-recorded versions of relatively obscure songs from early in his career. This is the latest deal in an era when song catalogs have skyrocketed to previously unimaginable values. For example, Sony acquired Bruce Springsteen's recorded music and publishing rights for a price in the $500 million range, and Universal acquired Bob Dylan's publishing catalog for nearly $400 million. While selling song catalogs may seem unthinkable to many songwriters, it's a wise estate planning move for major artists. The market for such properties is hotter than ever, and it saves the songwriters' heirs from having to manage a very complicated asset while also providing them with a large amount of liquidity. All of David Bowie's songs are now owned by Warner Music Group's music publishing arm. But who owns the estate? So the majority of David Bowie's estate is in the hands of his wife, who owns more than half of it. Somali-American fashion designer Iman and his 2 children own the other half, with Duncan Jones and Alexandria Jones owning 25%. This brings us to the end of today's video. Please click the like button if you enjoyed it. What is your favorite David Bowie song? Did you think it was a good idea for musicians to sell their back catalogs? You can share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to turn on post notifications to stay up to date and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos.